What is this test measuring? What is the content of the test? So really, it's measuring your competency across 5 different domains. So the first one is called diverse student populations. We also have English language learners, students with disabilities, teacher responsibilities, and then school and home relationships. I'm going to go a little bit more into these 5 domains in just a moment. I will say these top 3 up here, I call them the big 3. These 3, they are worth about 85% of your exam. So 85% of your exam essentially is going to be these 3. These 2 are still important. They are a lot less emphasized within the exam. So when we talk about diverse student populations, this is a very broad content area. It is, when we think about the word diversity, you think about students from different countries, maybe different languages, different cultures. That is included in the domain, but they really want to measure your ability to, appropriately adapt your practice for students with different nationalities, races, cultures, socioeconomic statuses, sexual orientations, religious beliefs, linguistic capabilities, and cognitive abilities. So it's a whole range. It's quite long. Let me just check something really quick. Oh, okay. So I do see some questions in the chat. I see we have a question about the essay section. We are going to have our next question session very soon. So yeah, diverse student populations. It's going to be 28% of your exam. This is one of the 3 we're really going to have to explore. Keep those questions in the chat. I will refer back to them. We are so close to our next question session. I just want to get through these. Second domain, English language learners, pretty self-explanatory. The test wants to measure how are you able to adapt your teaching strategies to meet those needs of English language learners? How much do you know about the continuum of language development? And, how is this language development going to impact the learner in the classroom? So again, that's going to be 28% of your exam, 11 multiple choice and 1 essay. This is the third of the big 3, students with disabilities. I would say that this is kind of my area of expertise. It's what I've dedicated a lot of my career to. Essentially, they are measuring your ability to teach students who have disabilities. But it's not just that. They also want to know how well you collaborate with other professionals, because if you're teaching students with disabilities, you will have to work with speech and language pathologists or occupational therapists. So there's a lot of areas that it covers. It also will have some questions about US law. There is a law called IDEA 2004 that we will need to know as teachers. Don't get too stressed about it. We're going to cover it in class, but they really just want to make sure that you know your role in providing care to children with disabilities. Again, this is one of the big 3. It's 28% of our exam here. This one's a little smaller. It's worth 8% of our exam. There's only 5 questions. Teacher responsibilities. Basically, are you carrying out your duties as a teacher? Are you acting professionally and respectfully? I like to say that this one's a little bit of common sense. However, of course, we're going to cover it thoroughly, but it's really just about ethical conduct. The 5th one is also only 8%. There will be 5 questions. This is about school to home relationships. I know that from our poll, I learned that we have a lot of students interested in early childhood education. That will be a big part for you. So how do you communicate with parents or caregivers of your students to enrich their education?
喜欢我们肯为的内容，请点赞、留言、分享，并订阅开启小铃铛，获取更多资讯，圆你美国梦。